Hi little tigers, and welcome to today's training session. The training session today is going to be about coordination. Okay, so while I'm setting up, I want you guys to set up your training area and see if you can explain to your mum or dad what coordination is. See if you can put that into words, like how do you define, there's a big word for you, how do you define coordination. So today I'm going to need my kicking paddle. If you don't have a kicking paddle, then a cushion will be fine. I've also got a training shield. Now I'm going to use this as a step. So if you've got a step in your house, you can use your step. And if you don't have a step in your house, then you can still use your cushion. Okay, so I want you to get your training stuff together. And remember, tigers, see if you can tell your parent what coordination actually means. Okay, little tigers, so I hope you get your training area all sorted out. Now, whether you're using a step in your house or you've got your pillow or your shield handy, I'm going to demonstrate this coordination exercise. Now, it looks a little bit like jogging, but it's not. What I want to do is I want to start with one foot on my step or my pillow and the other foot on the ground. Now, I'm going to hop and change feet. So this looks like I'm running, but the whole idea here is I've got one foot landing on the floor and one foot landing on the shield at the same time. Now, I don't want to have the foot up in the air. I actually want to put weight down on both feet. Now, if you find this one easy, you can punch your arms out at the same time as you're stepping. Right, so I'm warming my body up, I'm working my coordination, and I'm punching my arms. Now, if that one's easy for you, you can try and do a little circle. Now, I'm going to do the circle first, and you guys can see if you can copy. So, one foot on the shield or the step, then the other foot. Then I want to start working my way around backwards, but I can't miss a step. So I go forwards, side, back, side, forward. And then keep going. Forwards, side, back, side, forwards. So it's a little tricky, guys. Doing it slowly is the best way to get started. And don't move on to your circles until you get the running part. Give it a go, we'll see you in the next one.
Alright tigers, so hopefully you're warm now. We're going to go through your first drill. So, you're going to need your parent or your training buddy, and that's what Mr. Luffwood's going to be, and I'm going to be the little tiger training. Okay, so you always start with your bow, toes together, bend your body. Alright, then we're going to go into a guarding stance. Remember, hands on my chin, thumbs on the outside. And from here, I'm going to do my boxing, and Mr. Luffwood's going to try and grab my hands. Okay, obviously we're going to keep a little bit of distance, but you can go a little bit closer to mum and dad at home when you're training. So I might throw my jab, and I don't want to let Mr. Luffwood grab it. So what do I want to do? Do I want to keep it out there? Or do I want to pull it back, right? So I might be bouncing when Mr. Luffwood calls jab, jab. I throw it and I bring it back before he can even grab it. I might do a cross. And I might even do a jab, jab, cross.
Jab, jab, cross.
Jab, jab, cross. Remembering, I want my hands on my chin. Parents, left leg out the front. Sometimes I see we accidentally change form. So left leg, hands on our chin, moving around.
Jab. Cross.
Cross.
Jab, cross.
Jab, cross. Making sure the hands stay on your chin and left leg out the front. Have some fun with that. We'll see you back in a second.
Okay guys, so we're going to move on. Before we do our coordination exercise, we're going to work some balance into this drill. So what I'm going to ask Mr. Duncan to do is hold his guarding stance with one leg up in the air and his hands on his chin. So what I'll ask is we're going to do a jumping front kick, and Mr. Duncan's going to change legs and do the kick, but freeze balancing on one leg. Let's see if Mr. Duncan can do it. Up, Chargy.
Up, Chargy.
You're going to hold that balance. It's really easy to jump and do the kick, but it's what happens afterwards is really important, especially when we're doing our coordination exercise. Let's see if we can do another one. Up, Chargy.
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 Well done, Mr. Duncan. Now, tigers, if you do get the wobbles, that's fine. Just try and keep your balance. If your foot drops down, then bring it back up again. Now, can somebody tell me what's the secret to good balance? Do you want to be looking all over the place? Do you want to be getting distracted over here and over here? Or do you want to keep looking straight forward? That's right, you want to keep looking straight forward. Now with Mr. Duncan, in this case, he might be looking at my eyes, or he might be focused on the target. So when he's holding his balance up, he freezes, he fixes his balance, he's focused on the target. Up, Chagi!
Up, Chagi!
His eyes don't move off that target. Up, Chagi! Up, Chagi! Up, Chagi!
Up, Chagi!
Let's see how you go with your balance, guys. The next video is going to be about your coordination. Give it a go. Okay, little tigers, so now for your first coordination drill. Now, last week we touched on the idea that when you have your left foot forward, you do a left jab, then a right cross. And if you change form, with your right foot forward, you do a right jab, and then a left cross. So we're going to try the same thing today, but we're going to do it moving forwards so that your family can see that you've got it mastered. Okay, so I'm going to start back here, so I've got plenty of room to move forward. I'm in my guarding stance with my hands up. I do a left jab, a right cross, and then a right up charge. And now I want to land that foot forward, just like walking forward. So I've got my right foot forward now, I do a right jab, then a left cross, then a left up charge. And now I've landed forward again. What comes next? Which hand should I be punching with now? You got it, my left hand. Left jab, right cross, right up chargy. And which one now, guys? That's right, I want to punch with my right hand because it's my front hand. Right jab, left cross, left up chargy. Now, if you can move forward without hesitation, if you can go jab, cross, up chargy, jab, cross, up chargy, jab, cross, up chargy, jab, cross, up chargy, then you can move on to bangle chargy. Now parents, when you're watching, obviously we want to make sure the guard stays up and the feet are landing in the right positions. Jab, cross, bandle chargy, jab, cross, bandle chargy, jab, cross, bandle chargy, jab, cross, bandle chargy. Now a few things to note is when I'm boxing, my hands are always coming back to my chin. Okay, now not only that, when I'm executing my kicks, my guard is still up. You know, I don't want to get my hands dropping down to the side and start to lose balance. So I keep my guard up and I try and land my foot exactly where I want it to be for the next sequence of punches. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is a terrific coordination exercise, guys. Good luck with it. We'll see you in the next video. Okay, little tigers, so next coordination drill. This one's going to be a little bit trickier, but I really think if you've got your parents helping you with this drill, then you're going to be able to master it. So for this combination, we're going to start with our left kick. Now, if my left leg's in front, that means my left leg's got to come up first. This is tricky. Usually when we're kicking, we're bringing the back foot up or we're bringing the back foot around. So for this one, I've got to kind of shuffle to load up my front leg for the kick. So we're going to start with a fairly basic 2 kick and 2 hand combination. It starts like this. I'm going to skip up and do my up charge of the front foot. As I land, I throw a jab, cross, and then I can do an up chargy or a bandle chargy on the second kick. Now the idea here is you want the whole thing to flow together. So I'll do it again facing 45. I skip up chargy, jab cross, up chargy, or I skip up chargy, jab cross, twist, bandle chargy. And the same rules apply. I want to keep my guard up. I want to make sure that my feet are landing where they need to land. Now, when I shuffle or skip for the first kick, it's as simple as putting my back foot where my front foot was. So I slide up, and then I kick off the front. Okay, that's it done slowly. It's really, really simple. I slide up, and then I kick with my front foot. Boom, boom, boom. Now when I do it faster, it's kind of more like a jump or a shuffle. As this foot slides, I hop off of that lead leg. So it means I can travel further forwards. Okay, now this is the part where it gets a little tricky. If you start with step, kick, 1, 2, 3, and then as you start to feel more comfortable, you can slide. 1, 2, 3. It's a terrific drill, guys. It's a great way to work with parents on the targets, so you can be moving around and kicking off your front foot or your back foot. Give this one a try, guys. I'll bring Mr. Duncan in for the game to finish.
Hi Tigers, so before we finish off with a fun game here, I know that you guys are wearing your uniforms and your belts, or I'm hoping so when you're doing your live class and your pre-recorded class on the Thursday. So for the game, Mr. Lovewood, he's going to do what you guys have to do and twist his belt around so it's on his back now. So it's spin 180 degrees all the way to his back, and I'm going to be the parent and I've got to try tag or grab the back of Mr. Lovewood's belt, okay? And he doesn't want to let me, so he's bouncing on his toes. Remember, you start with bow. Then you go into guarding stance. Mum and Dad, you've got to try grab the little tiger's back of their belt. Little tigers, you want to keep your tummy facing Mum or Dad. Don't let them grab your belt. Okay, so Mr. Lovewood is too fast and now I couldn't get his belt. You guys got to be even faster than Mum and Dad. Remember, you don't want them grabbing your belt, so you've got to keep your tummy facing them. Don't let them get to your back or they're going to be able to grab it too easy. Have some fun and I'll see you next week.
Okay, little tigers and parents, thank you so much for tuning in today for today's class. Just come in close and have a little sit down. I want to share with you something that I was talking to my girls about yesterday evening. Okay, now, if your household is like mine, then at the moment we're spending a little bit of time on our smartphones or our iPads or the TV or the internet. So what we decided we were going to do is we're going to pick a couple of friends or family members that we can write a letter to. Now, for the little tigers who really enjoy the internet, a letter is when you get a piece of paper out. Not only do you have to hand write the letter, but you've got to fold it, put it in an envelope, and you've got to go have a visit to the post office with Mum or Dad, and they're going to show you how you put your stamp on the letter and mail it in the post box. Now, I know some of you have done this before, plenty of times, but there's a lot of us that haven't done this. So in our household, my daughters are writing a little letter to their friends and we're posting it this afternoon. And I am going to write a letter to my uncle and tell him about all the things that have been happening in our world since we were kind of under lockdown. Okay, so the challenge for this week is to hand write a letter to a friend or a family member, have a trip to the post office with Mum or Dad, put the stamp on the envelope and post it, and then see if you can get a reply. We hope you enjoy this challenge, guys, and we can't wait to see you on Tuesday.